This shot was, I guess it was in the early fall when it was still warm out, but it was a little cool in the morning, which is good because this costume's really hot, and I was jogging along the bridge. What was nice is that if it was really bright out and something was illuminated by the sun, I could actually see out of the mask. So I was jogging kind of with confidence here because I could see where I was going. Whereas other shots, I'll show like a blooper or whatever reel. And there's one shot that I tried earlier at a different point along the river, and I ran into a tree because I could not see where I was going. Can we show the full? Let's yeah, so you can like, I zoomed in so you didn't see the edge there. No big deal. This is okay. So I never really bought like street food sundae, but I knew because the lyrics was intestines and liver, you need to get sundae. But if you can see, I mean, you can see it when the video's playing. See like the fly here? When I put that down to like put on the costume or take off the costume, flies just swarmed on it like immediately. I have never seen flies do that before. It was gross and also funny at the same time. And like even while I'm doing it, here's a fly, here's a fly. There were flies all around me. I hope people noticed that because it made it more authentic and grosser. Because when you say intestines and liver, it doesn't sound that appetizing. But I don't mind sundae. But now I'm kind of rethinking it because of why or how flies are attracted to it. Funny story here, this is the IFC mall. And I did post a video earlier, like a few months ago, of just this shot, but I blurred myself out because I didn't want to give away the costume, where there's a security guard, that guy, I guess, and he slowly walks around and he kicks me out of the mall because I was just standing wearing a costume. Which is funny, but I like how the shot came out. Again, I added the light ray so it kind of draws your attention. Otherwise, it's just, I don't know, the lighting isn't so good in this place. And a park bench. Now, the funny thing about this scene is, I mean, this is the same bench, but a lot about this is fake. So, the sky is fake because it was a cloudy day, and that does not look so good. Where can I find the original? The original should be here. What does it look like without the effects? No. No. There. It's just, just cloudy sky. It doesn't look so good. It looks better. I mean, there was sun out. Look, you can see the shadow. I don't know if it matches perfectly. After I was working on this, like when I would literally walk outside, like on the way to work, I look at the sky and I'd be like, is the sky really the right color for how sunny it is? Which is a weird thing to ask about reality. Another thing is that this is horizontally flipped. It's really supposed to be the reverse. I was facing to the left, the buildings are on the left, and the reason I flipped it is so the words could come out from this side and go, I mean, they go to the left, but you read it from left to right, and it wouldn't really work the opposite way. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but it was a necessity for art. Now, whereas in the previous scene I said where is it? That I faked the sky was really gray, and I changed it to blue. Here, the sky was gray at Sukchon Lake. In the trees, doesn't matter too much. Passing by because of the camera setting, like I couldn't, like if the background's dark, you need what's it? You gotta put it on HDR. I didn't set it up, so the sky is blown out anyway. But the thing is, in this shot, I really wish it had been a sunny day, and I think this looks awful, but I could not really fix it. Also, because everything's dark. The sun did come out at points. Like, here you see the sun is actually out, but the sky's still cloudy. It looks gloomy. I wanted it to be sunny. It was hard to film this because it was I think it was like a Monday morning, and I took the day off. Because I wanted to be here when there weren't many people, because part of the themes, like, other people aren't around, and there were, like, I had to wait for people to walk by to film just this empty space, or, like, where is it? Here, there are people behind, but far back. There were a lot of big breaks without people, but it's hard to find that at this lake. There are usually lots of people always walking around. So this time of day, the sun would have been at a good angle, and there weren't that many people, but it was hard to get all the conditions, and unfortunately, it wasn't blue skies. I wish I shot it again, but it was really hard. And it was also hard, like, the timing to go out and film and for my friend to be free. These shots, I asked my friend Evan, he's a white guy, and I didn't really want a white guy in the shot because, like, if you just see another white guy, you're like, well, why is he there? What's the significance? Because it's just Korea, so you expect to see Korean people. But no friend was free at this time. This might have been the last scene I filmed outside. But Evan was free, so I said, like, oh, I'll blur out your face, but you can still tell he's not Korean. But whatever. There, he's covered up well enough. But then the thing is, the angles we got are kind of the same. I wanted it to vary, but it was also hard, like the timing of when nobody was around. In fact, I think somebody was around. Yep. See, I covered her up. Getting this shot when people were walking by, like, some people moved out of the way because they thought that Evan was just, like, being a douche who was bumping into me for no reason. That was kind of funny. But yeah, we had to wait for enough people to get out of the subway to make it look like there was a crowd going by. Kind of same here. This was really tricky to get, like, there are people in the background, but not enough that it's really distracting. And then there were a bunch of people in cars here. This was hard. I tried to get rid of people where possible. I removed them over there, I think. Yeah, there's a person. There's some people. I removed them. There's still this guy. I think he was there the whole time. I couldn't get rid of him. Couldn't get rid of them. But the road is empty, and then it is crowded. But he's definitely not a Korean guy. The bus. The bus was fun because this was like the end of a route. It was close by. It wasn't in the middle of nowhere, although the last stop was like this bus parking lot. So there were like old people sitting here before then, and they're like, do you guys know where you're going? And we're like, yeah. Like, we weren't telling them we were trying to film. We were trying to do it without drawing attention. But then they started to notice that I was wearing a costume and that my friend had the camera. So then the bus driver asked, and we said, like, oh, sorry, we're just filming a music video. But he kind of was amused by that. So he's like, yeah, it's fine. You know, you can get off at the bus parking lot. I don't mind. So he let us film the scene. A little hard in a moving vehicle, and also it's a little dark inside here and too bright outside, but it's good enough. Clearly I'm on a bus and nobody else is there.